Hi everybody, it's Jamie. I am here today on New Year's Day, which is so exciting. Happy New Year, everyone. I am working on a commission for my friend Keyshawn, and he has asked me to do an interpretive piece based off of a song that he chose. I'm pulling up lyrics now just to talk with you about the song, and we're going to talk about how I'm going to interpret it, and we're just going to have a good time drawing together today. If you are going to draw with me, let me know what you drew in the comments. And yeah, any sort of interaction I have with you guys is always welcome and delightful. So the song that we're interpreting today is Broken by Slander and Company, and the lyrics as I've pulled them up are: falling out, I fought over and over for you, I don't feel no more, don't you see it, cold-blooded killer god, I swear you just hold this power over me, bring me to my knees, you just like to fuck with me, don't you? Volatile baby, you watch your tone, clearly you don't care if I'm on my own. Jeff Goldblum. Kill two birds with that stone, don't break my heart like you broke this home. And then we have falling out faster than I can grasp it. Can't hold this hurt anymore, don't you see it? Cold-blooded killer god, I swear you hold this power over me, bring me to my knees. You just like to fuck with me, don't you? Volatile baby, you watch your tone, clearly you don't care if I'm on my own. Kill two birds with that stone, don't break my heart like you broke this home. So here I'm pulling apart like this toxic relationship between any sort of individuals, but we have toxicity, we have broken homes, broken hearts. So what I think I want to do for Keyshawn is I usually do like a woman's face for him, and he seems to like that for the work that I do. So I am sticking with that. That's honestly what I am comfortable with and good at, in my opinion, or that's like what my work tends to be. So I want to do that, but I also want to overlay that with houses or something of that nature. I want to think about like the hearth or the home as it's represented, to like a fireplace sort of thing, and then a heart, like a human heart diagram. So you guys are going to just see my approach to this interpretation as it happens. If we have any weird mishaps, that honestly just happens in art, and we're going to embrace it for what it is. Let me know if you like this angle too. I'm experimenting with how I present these works, these videos. Also, let me know if you like this format of like a draw with me type of deal, where we just chat and update one another on how life is going, and we make art together. Because I can do all sorts of things on this channel, and I don't think there's enough art channels that actually talk about the art that they're doing. I watched a lot of like art commentary channels, and they're doing great things that are really important, but they don't talk about their art, and I'm like, I want to talk about your art because you're all so freaking talented. I want to know how to make the things you make. What the heck? So I'm just getting like the structure of a face down. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I made the head too narrow at the top, but like you can see that I'd kind of do like a lot of lines in the beginning just to get like a base structure. Try to get like the skull outline. Sometimes some people do like circles for the cheekbones, or for the nose. Some people find it helpful to do like a brow to set the skull, as I do. And the brow is going to be especially helpful here because we're going to have an angry face, I think. Because of the nature of this song. I did listen to the song beforehand, and it's bomb. Sick dubstep. Yeah, it is a rainy day in North Carolina, and we are just doing rad art together on this New Year's Day. What more could you ask for? Okay, this nose. Probably gonna put some chill hop on in the background of this video as I edit it, just to fill in some of the silence. I like to think that we're just drawing together, and the conversations that come up are natural. I feel this way when I'm streaming on Twitch, where if there's awkward silence can somehow be not awkward in that you're comfortable enough embracing that silence with whomever you're with. You ever been in a relationship where like you felt totally comfortable being in complete and utter silence with that person? I feel like the people I'm not comfortable with, I am always trying to like fill that gap in conversation. It's not like when you run out of things to talk about, it's a crisis. I kind of want to do like a, you know, when your mascara runs down and you're crying and whatnot, like I kind of want to do that kind of ink washy sort of thing. Also, my friend Edward commented that I should mention the materials that I'm using. So we're just starting with this toned gray paper. I'm gonna show you the brand in a second. This is Strathmore Toned Gray. It probably looks brown, just from the lighting, but it is a nice way of getting your like medium tone down first, and then you can add white over it, which is super cool. So yeah, let's get an, oh man, I kind of want like an evil, like, not evil, but like angry, deranged expression on her face. You know, when you have just reached a breaking point where all you can do is laugh because things are so ridiculous. I struggle with drawing teeth, I'll tell you guys. It's hard to get teeth that don't look weird, because I think your first instinct is to draw them white. And teeth are not white, unless you're on TikTok, I guess. But teeth are yellowish, like an off-white to light yellow. But our brains are like, no, teeth are white. No, brain, no. You can be wrong. It's like when you're drawing and you are trying to draw from memory and you're like, I actually don't know what feet look like. I don't know what hands look like. Hands look so freaking weird. I kind of want to do dreads on her. I don't know. What do you guys think? That's very like dubstep to me. I don't know. Or like EDM. As if I know about EDM culture. Gosh. I just do art or whatever. I'm just a PhD student. Don't listen to me. I'm not a PhD student in EDM. Music. Don't judge me. I'm just rambling. Getting this pencil down, and it's not like I'm gonna erase this because I like some pencil etchings on some finished art pieces. I think they look nice. I think they show the process. Art that doesn't show your process, I think, doesn't do you favors. Like, it doesn't show the work of the piece. Kind of why I'm a little persnickety about like digital art where like all the lines are perfect. Like the line art is just immaculate and all the colors are immaculate, and it's like, oh, I want to make a mess. And I want to show you the mess that was made as I was like putting this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I making any sense? I'm just slowly losing my mind over here. It's fine. I do this while I'm teaching too. I think my students like eventually will start having a counter of like how many times I say, did that make sense? Ooh, yeah, okay. I like what that just did. When you start coloring in the eyes, and the eyes aren't looking empty, that's good. We see something happening. I'm gonna look at this audio later and be like, what the hell was I doing? I already said the fuck word, I said the hell word, like, YouTube. Sorry. Susan. Okay. What do you think? We got some etchiness. What are you guys working on? What are you drawing? Are you going to draw this with me? I don't know. So, okay. We got that guy. By that guy, I mean this lady. I think I made her... Okay. I always make the forehead just way too large. We all have our weird tendencies, too, when we're drawing. And my tendency right now, I make legs too long, and I make foreheads too big. And I always need to overcorrect, and it's like, you can know these things before you start sketching, but like, sometimes you just gotta keep correcting it, and it's okay to make mistakes. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents, says Bob Ross. I was listening to the Jordan Lake Sessions by the Mountain Goats, their new album of recordings. And they're like bantering and they're talking, they're like, there are no mistakes, only errors. And I thought it was so funny. So we have that. I think I'm gonna do some like, ooh, I was gonna do a house there, but like, let me do like a fire situation. Let me do it like, who knows what I'm doing anymore. I do like when artists have like a filled in, clear, just like white or just black when they're doing ink work, but I don't tend to do that. I don't know. Maybe I should try something new. This is the great part of having someone who commissions you that's like, do whatever you want. Here's the freedom. And I'm like, thank you. I love the freedom. And then it's like, oh gosh, I have had too much freedom. Oh man. Take away that. For the artists who are watching, what's the most fun commission you've ever done? Have you had people that are just like, do whatever, I trust you, I like your judgment? It's like, you trust me? That's your first mistake, my friend. I think I'm making these like swivels like too even for this fire, but you know, we're sketching, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so this is gonna be the tough part. We're gonna do an anatomical heart, okay. So I have a reference picture pulled up on my like second monitor that's on the right of me. So what I like to do is figure out my major shapes first, because this is gonna be complicated. Okay, so we've got this like strawberry leg structure. Let me try to describe the workings of a heart, right? We got this noodle guy right here. This all just looks like pasta. And we have these tubes up here and go down. I'm getting too into the details already. I can tell. Like, I need to look up the major structures first instead of getting caught up in the details, because then we'll have anatomy issues. We'll have proportion issues if I don't just carve out big shapes first. So, yeah, one of the problems you can find yourself getting into is that you focus too much on small details in the beginning rather than seeing big picture, and then your piece is out of proportion, and then you've got to redo all of it, which sucks. I would have to say. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna like get every vein in this foot. And then, oh gosh, like you drew the leg too long. Now you need to do everything over again. So now that I've gotten like some major shapes down, it's nice to sit back and like reflect and look at the whole piece to think about like what composition we're setting up here. So we have this heart, we have this, I think I'm gonna make her hair sort of like angry, wispy, like it's too calm right now with the fire, and then that'll help blend it into the woohoo, my camera software crashed. It does that sometimes. Anyway, we're gonna resume. Anyway, so that's gonna help blend the fire into the heart, into the hair, and we're gonna do it that way. So let's start inking. But I'm using Papermate pencil. I like using these mechanical pencils because they just go down super well, and you don't need a ton of like material, and you don't get like pressing into the paper. One mistake I have made though, and I will acknowledge this, is that I did not wear a glove while doing this. One of the issues that you can face as you draw is that you can smudge the paper if you aren't wearing a glove. I'm gonna just, instead of an artist glove, I got this cotton like hempvana glove that will deter the oils from my hands from getting on the paper any further. But instead of going down with black ink first, what I might do is start with purple just to get a base down. The one problem here is that the cotton glove is sliding with the traditional medium. So I'm just using a Bic Intensity Fine pen here just to lay down some color. I really like these guys. They're nice to get a little bit of texture. I am a big fan of cross-hatching as a approach, but I think hatching is just more accurate as to what I do. I just scratch as I draw. Cross-hatching seems far too organized for what I do. It's like when you watch me do these speed paints where it's like, Jamie, are you choosing your colors before? No, I'm not. At all. And I've been thinking about the approaches that I take to my speed paintings. And especially how I approach Procreate, where it's like, oh, am I creating more of a problem for myself, and am I wasting a whole lot of time by not organizing which brushes I'm going to use beforehand? What colors I'm going to use beforehand? You know, don't make more problems for yourself. All lessons, all good stuff. Working on it. I think we're all working on something as artists, and one of the weaknesses of YouTube is that everybody's trying to come off like an expert, but not enough people are admitting their own weaknesses and their own struggles and the things that they don't know the answers to. So it's like everyone's an expert, but not really. Because the clickbait worthy things are gonna be, 10 tips to become an expert illustrator tomorrow. And it's like, but you can't become an expert illustrator tomorrow. Or 10 tips that will make you a millionaire in a month on Etsy. And it's like, that's not gonna happen either. Or, if you start doing more honest titles, like, things that are helpful for me and maybe helpful for you. Not as clickbaity. won't get those sweet, sweet views, man. And we need the views. And it's like, it's just all too transparent, the content that you're getting on YouTube, that it's for the views. And I don't blame the creators that are trying to make a living and trying to get that AdSense. This is all part of the strategy. You need clickbait, you need the catchy thumbnails, you need the catchy listicles that will bring people to your video. And unfortunately, the less clickbaity, but probably more trustworthy and true and realistic advice that you could get on the platform just isn't appealing to consumers. And consumers are viewers, right? Yeah, this glove is making it a little too tough to draw because it's limiting my hand motion. And while these hemp-vana gloves are good for like relaxing your hands, I'm too persnickety about the motion of my hand while I'm hatching. I also wanted to mention, while we're up close and personal with my hands, so one of the delightful things about having a skin disease that affects your fingers is that when you are drawing or you are teaching, I used to be a writing center consultant or tutor, depending on which writing center I was working at. They had different terms. I would point at things in a student's paper and they would see my hands and they'd be like, "What's wrong with your hands?" And it's like, "I have a skin disease. I have dermatomyositis. I have rashes on my fingers that go on the joints." If you see right here, you can see that in a moment. The light is so warm that it's like kind of tough to see in detail. But so I've got these like red rashes that have been on my hands since I was in high school. And I'm insecure about it, sure. Because they're uncomfortable, first of all. Like, they're kind of itchy. Like, I probably don't notice it that much anymore, but if I'm like talking about my hands, I notice the itch from the rash. It's active inflammation that I'm working on with my doctor, and the same rash affects my face, it affects the back of my neck, like all this other stuff. But it's like, wow, you know, I'm tired of saying, well, okay, I'm not pretty enough to be on YouTube, or, you know, I don't look right enough to be on YouTube, like, my hands are gonna offend somebody. Like, my hands aren't dirty. It's fine. You can't catch it from me, I promise. It's internal inflammation. But another, I think, issue is that once you, as a chronically ill person, put yourself on the internet, people start wanting to give you advice on your health, and it's irritating to have people start to like judge your lifestyle choices with like so little information and with so little like empathy or understanding of your story, right? So if I'm sitting here, like, let's say, okay, I'm drinking, not sponsored, Kona coffee, Hawaii blend Kona coffee. Now, I can talk about my disease right here. And someone can say, oh, well, like, what works for me, or not works for me. Let's make them less nice. You really shouldn't be drinking dairy because the inflammation diet recommends. And it's like, look, I'm a like full-time PhD student working on my dissertation right now in English literature, and the stress of that is probably worse for me than this coffee ever could be. Just like, let me have nice things. The frustrating part about being a sick person is that, like, you are denied so many joys in life because people want you to be perfect. And, like, your presence upsets people. I was ranting to Polly. And if you don't know Polly, he is my boyfriend, my partner, whatever you want to call him. I was ranting to him last night about Ken Jennings and his tweets about there's nothing sadder than a hot person in a wheelchair, which is the most disgusting thing I had heard yesterday. Really insensitive. And again, just illustrates this idea that, like, disabled people are meant to be invisible, or people with non-normative bodies in a variety of ways, like, should just get out of the way. And it's like, wow, if you have a wheelchair and you're hot, like, wow, you're just inconveniencing me because I don't want to be attracted to someone who's in a wheelchair. It's like, dude, like, you know that people that have non-normative bodies, like, exist in the world and deserve nice things, and, like, coffee makes me happy, and yeah, I should, like, have it in moderation for my health, but, like, you know, if I were really thinking about my health, like, I should quit my PhD to, like, cut down on the stress, like, or, I don't know, there are other things. But people are real judgmental in the world, and we all are struggling in one way or another. And yeah, we're gonna make imperfect personal choices for ourselves, but, like, have some empathy, try to help one another. That's my big advice. I don't know how we got to this discussion, but I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you're drawing something that you're really happy with at the moment, if you're drawing with me. If you're just listening to this, I hope that it's soothing in some way, or, you know, you're getting to know me a little bit better. You're getting inside my brain, whatever that means. Let me know if you want any more of this content in the future, because I think it's really relaxing to have just an open-ended discussion. What's going on in my brain at the moment? Big issues, big topics. I just sent a chapter of my dissertation off to my director today, and I was supposed to, by my own goals, have the whole dissertation, all the chapters, intro, conclusion, sent to her today. But I changed my mind, and I was like, I am not gonna stay up all night, multiple days in a row, to get this done. It doesn't have to be done. I set, like, a strict deadline that was unrealistic. Like, I have to reassess, you know. And so I sent that off, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for the fact that I am not going to sacrifice my physical and mental health anymore to fulfill unrealistic expectations that I have set for myself. And that is something that's taken me a long time to be able to do. I used to struggle with really, really debilitating anxiety before I went to grad school. And I have spent a lot of time in counseling. I've spent a long time working through medication issues and self-esteem issues and issues that stem from my disease and issues that stem from my family and stuff that's, like, totally separate from my identity as someone with a chronic autoimmune disease. So again, People with diseases are really complicated. People with health concerns are not defined by their illness in total. That's my song. Okay, so we got this lady. I'm liking her. I'm about it. I'm about like the etchiness. I'm about the harshness. I think I want to add more white to her eyes later, but we really need to spend more time on this Anatomical Heart because I think I've been putting it off because I'm afraid of doing it wrong. But we're gonna tackle it together. I feel like I've used this same reference photo for a heart before, which is funny, because you fall in love with a reference photo and then, of course, you come across it again later on Google. You find a good diagram and consciously or unconsciously you use the same thing later. I just can't get over how much a heart looks like a strawberry. Google an anatomical heart. It is a strawberry. I want to get those veins in there because it reminds me of the fire. How cool is that? It's all coming up roses. It's like I planned this out or something. I don't know. Sometimes I plan out my compositions really well, and sometimes they just accidentally look okay, and sometimes they look like trash. Which is the case for everyone. I'm not a special snowflake in that regard. If anybody's still watching this, let me know in the comments. Put like a strawberry emoji if such things exist. I don't know. I just think it's so cool that people stick around for longer videos. And I'm letting this one hang. Like, we're just gonna have a long video together. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have a good time. I really like this diagram that I found too because it's already like cross-hatched. Or it's already hatched in places. I don't know. It like shows dimension with etching, you know. I wanna like... I don't like how her shoulders just sort of stick out so much. Gotta put more like fire, hellfire, this burning in my skin. Or I don't know, this yearning in my skin. Is that how that goes? Who knows? Who knows? Anybody who just Googled the lyrics to Hellfire knows, I guess. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is easily like one of my favorite Disney movies. Alright, so we got this guy here. I don't know what the heck this does in your heart, but it's gonna do something. And what I like about using ink pens and using layers in my drawing is that, like, if you mess up, you can just go over it. It's fine. But that's my style too. Like, I like the vibe that gives off that mistakes are okay. Mistakes are part of the process. It defines the piece. I don't like the idea that, like, you make one line wrong and it's over. But that's also why I don't really like photorealistic pieces, because then it's like, okay, you've replicated something perfectly, like, congratulations. What have you added to the piece? Like, you've shown, like, technical skill. Again, great. But, like, why? What's the point? like when you're making art, you should think about what, not necessarily just like the interpretation of the piece, but like what does your application of your materials say about you, about your audience, about the message, about the imagery that you chose. I don't know. I feel a certain type of way. I feel a certain type of way always. That's like the least committal statement I could make. I feel a certain type of way. Well, so does everyone, Jamie. Congratulations. Everyone feels something. We love that for you. You felt a thing. It's like when I say that's a mood. Again, one of my least committal statements I could make. That's a mood. But it's always so applicable. That's the point. Applicable. Do you say applicable or applicable? That's a big question. All right. I like that. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't like it. All right. I am going to go grab this like Gundam pen that I got, which is really super cool. I got it at my like local nerd store, and I don't know if it's gonna work as a paint pen. I ran out of, it's kind of like this, where it's like a Posca pen, a white Posca pen. I'm like holding it wrong. This is deco color, but I wanted to try the Gundam pen to see if it worked as well. We're gonna experiment. All right, give me a second. I will be back. All right, so we are back. Are we back? Hold on. All right, so we are back. I have my Gundam pen. I don't know how well this is gonna work. We're gonna have to shake this guy. I've never used these like mini painting kits or like things that are meant for like plastic, so we're gonna try this out. Again, if it doesn't work, then I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. All of the directions for the pen are in Japanese, which would be great if I spoke Japanese, but I don't. Oh, this is just wet. I don't even know what this does. Is this even like white pigment? What if I just got something that's just like water? It might just be water. Okay, that obviously, we're gonna find out what the heck was in that pen, because I thought it was white, maybe. But, you know, we all make mistakes, and mine was not being able to read Japanese to know what I was buying when I bought this like clear, perhaps, pen for plastic models. That could be any sort of stain. That's gonna lift right up. That might be just water though, I don't know. But to save the day, we have a white Jelly Roll pen, which I'm a big fan of. And, okay. I got this when I started doing figure drawing at my local art store when it was still open before the shutdowns. And I fell in love with it. Look at that white on that toned paper. It just makes such a difference. See that white just came right up. Whatever it was, it's gone. So I'm gonna make her eyes a little more alarmed. There we go. And I think getting this brow defined up here is going to make her look more full of expression. I'm into it. And again, layering is key with these guys. Just put down multiple layers on this face. And yeah, jelly roll pens are the bomb. If you use jelly roll pens, let me know in the comments. They're great. I've never tried anything besides the white one though. Maybe I need to expand my repertoire. It's a great underappreciated word. Rambling. What else is there even to talk about? New Year's. New Year's might be a thing we can talk about. So, my New Year's resolution, if we can call it that, is to start saying no more when I need to say no. Not just saying no for the sake of it, but being more conscious in the things that I'm saying yes to, and even when I want to help someone or participate in something, if I don't have the time, I need to be more honest with myself and more honest with the people that I'm talking to and saying like, hey, I really want to do this, but I can't. Like, I really do. Like, can we postpone until things like calm down? I find myself a very busy person, but I also like want to say yes to a lot of stuff, and I also kind of am a people pleaser where I struggle to say no because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or I don't want to make anybody mad at me or whatnot. But like sometimes you just need to say no, and that's healthy for you. So that's my New Year's resolution. What are you all doing for New Year's resolutions if you have one? It's a good time to start over. New Year's is a time to reflect on what you've accomplished, what went well, what could have gone better. For many, it was a struggle of a year. I will say 2020 was really hard for me. 2020 started very rough because I had two people in my family in completely unrelated circumstances pass away in 2 days. One of my aunts, she's not biologically my aunt, but she was very close to my family. On my mom's side was in hospice care for a long time. Let's say that, like over a year. And she finally passed the day after I attended the funeral of my uncle on my dad's side. So to do the math of that, opposite sides of my family. So I went to my uncle's funeral. He passed away suddenly after having a heart attack while being hospitalized for the flu. This was before the shutdowns, before we knew anything about the virus. And so we don't know if that's what he actually had or what, but like I went to the funeral, and then the day after the funeral, when I was coming back to my town that I currently live in, I found out that my aunt had finally passed after being taken off all of her medication and being in hospice. So she was in her 50s. My uncle was in his 60s. Like, they were like young. Both of them were like tragic deaths. My aunt like had been battling complications related to diabetes and MRSA and things of that nature, and that was heartbreaking. And so then once the shutdown started happening, then things just continued to spiral for 2020. But there were so many good things that happened in 2020 as well. I went to PAX East before all of the shutdowns and met my good friend Mickey in person. She's Mickey Ran on Twitch. It was so good meeting her in person, and I'd never been to Boston, and that's where PAX was. So that was super cool, and getting to meet a bunch of game developers, that was amazing. Continuing to expand my Twitch channel was great. Everything we accomplished for Extra Life this year on my Twitch channel, I'm so grateful for. Everyone who donated to my my Extra Life cause, I'm so grateful for. I still owe you guys an ice bucket challenge where someone dumps some ice on me. But with my disability, I say my disability, with my autoimmune disease, I can't lift something like that by myself. And I need someone to help me, and I just have not found someone to help me. I haven't found a good circumstance to have the ice bucket dropped, right? That is still gonna happen, don't worry. It's gonna be funny. And then I still owe you guys a music video for Thank You, Jeff. And I have recorded parts of that cover. I'm still working through it in GarageBand, so it's all coming. It's all coming up roses. So, anyway, so all of that good stuff happened. I met Polly, like I said, my boyfriend, my partner, what have you, at PAX. And we started chatting on Twitch and what have you, and the rest is history. So there's so many good things that come out of a bad time. And I hope that even as we're all saying oh my gosh, I'm so glad 2020 is over, I hope that you give yourself credit for all the amazing things that you did and all of the amazing growth that you had in 2020 in the most trying of times where, we were all struggling just to survive. So anything that you did deserves some attention. And also give yourself some leeway if there's stuff that you're not happy about. Be good to yourself. Don't give yourself so much leeway that you're abusing yourself. If you're I want to get healthy in 2021, do that for yourself. That's gonna be awesome. But you don't need to shame yourself for gaining weight during quarantine or losing weight during quarantine. Just keep it moving forward. Give yourself the credit you deserve, but also treat yourself right. And sometimes treating yourself right means working hard and doing better. Heck yeah. But let me know what you all are striving for in the coming year. I'm very excited to hear what you have planned. And I know so much is uncertain about the coming year, what we have in store for us, but what you can plan for, I'm excited to hear about it. So I've got this other paint pen here. This shaking noise is probably very fun for you. We're gonna try to make up for our Gundam fail. And woo! I'm gonna be able to edit this noise out in post, I hope. Yeah, I like this paint pen a lot. But paint pens are a little temperamental at times. I don't don't know if I'm out of paint here. I'm not super stoked on these Deco color pens, I'll tell you guys. Posca pens, top notch. Deco color, not quite sold yet. But maybe I'm also like abusing the pens. I don't know. This just doesn't show up the way that I want it to, you know? Yeah. But then the Posca pen, it's just like perfect. Does it for me. I like the gold Art Deco pen. That one's nice. Look at that noise. What the heck? Maybe I'm not being patient enough. I don't know. So, let's see. What do I want to use now? What do I want to use? I think I'm going to continue to use this. I think I'm going to continue to use this Deco pen. I'm going to take a break from filming, and then I will update you guys once I like try to fix this. We'll see. All right, so I've achieved some success. You got to really shake this thing like a Polaroid picture to get any paint out of it. You can't, there's no fooling with this guy. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Press down, get that paint out. But I will say, again, I prefer a Posca pen. Not sponsored. Oh, that looks bomb though. Is that vain? Is that conceited of me? I'm allowed to like my artwork sometimes. Don't let anybody tell you that complimenting yourself makes you conceited. I got paint on myself. Alright, so we got a lot of stuff going on here. I think we need more of this pen in here. I'm not a huge fan of how this thing works. So that is the Deco color pale violet paint pen. Not sure if I gave it a stunning go of it, but okay, this is what we're gonna try next. It's the zebra pen. It's very fine. And I think it's gonna work well to define some of our shapes again and line some stuff out. I don't know if my eyes are wide enough here for her to look as angry and deranged as we kind of want for this piece. So we'll have to go back in with some white, I think, just to get this expression the way we want, but that's fine. I'm a big fan of dimples in my art. You guys might notice this. In the ladies that I draw, they tend to have dimples. I only have one dimple. My brother has 2. My mom has 2. I have 1. One side. The heck. As Sinioko says. If you don't know Sinioko, she's one of my friends on Twitch. She's a great streamer. She's my friend in real life, but she's also on Twitch. That's the thing, like, your friends that you make as a Twitch streamer, like, feel so much like real life friends. They just live far away. Okay. And then, like, you know, you always take a swipe at your mascara when it's running, so it's like, do I want it to be, like, straight lines? No. No, 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 no. We go for realism here. Let's see about this heart. I want it to be like... I want it to fit in the composition so it doesn't look like I just dropped him in here. I like that I can like connect the hair to the heart too, like the tubing. You know, it's almost like I planned it. Some things just work out too well. It's like, you know, Jamie did not plan that. You know. But pretend I did it on purpose so that I look smart. I'm just gonna kind of gesture loosely out here because these fire pieces would be so far back that like whatever. Yeah, no. Am I just saying you know and making weird noises and doing songs just this is gonna be weird in editing. I'm like, what was I even doing? What was she even saying? She put weird Gundam juice on the paper and then we don't know what happened. She's just a weird lady. Alright. I don't like how, like, organized that all looks, you know? Like... Remember, we're doing layers, folks. This is all artistic interpretation or something. I do know. Getting in this dark stuff. I'm just abusing this pen. Alright, so we've laid down our foundation. I think is gonna work really well. Just to, like, we can put in more white, we can always go back with like the Posca pen. I'm also a big fan of Sharpie, like honestly, underappreciated. Sharpie will forever be one of those super nice materials that I know how to apply. It goes down super well. I can kind of predict what it's gonna do in ways that I can't with other materials. I'm not gonna knock it. And someone's gonna say, well, it's not archival. I don't know. Fight me. Sharpie's built to last. Don't be bougie with your art supplies. I don't know. Sharpies can be kind of expensive though. What am I talking about? All art supplies are expensive, depending on what you consider an art supply to be. I used to get so mad, like, how expensive art supplies were when I was doing my minor in studio. In studio art. And spray paint, oh my gosh. And then, like, you'd have to ask someone to get it from the counter. It was an ordeal every time. Because they thought you were gonna go, like, tag something. It's like, no, I'm just an art student. Also, this is too expensive. Oil painting was expensive too. That was a struggle. Just full of hot takes today. I'm full of hot takes every day. Alright. What do you think? You know. I don't know what else I want to do with it. I'm a big fan of assessing what the piece needs at various points in the process. I cracked up too. I saw Connor's comment on the traditional art video that I put up maybe a week ago. I don't know. Where he said, "Oh, look, real art." It's like, yes, real art. I'm a real boy. I do love digital. I never thought that I would be into digital art the way that I am now, though. I'm like stupidly stubborn on certain issues, and part of me was like, oh, you know, what? Digital art's just too easy. No, that is a lie. Digital art's so difficult. Oh my gosh. Man, what do I want to do with this? Alright. I'm gonna go in then with this, like, high pigment, and I say high pigment. I don't know how high pigment it is. It's a Pigma Sakura pen. It's more of a brush. To, again, carve out my big shapes. Make sure that everything that I want to be seen is seen the way I want it to be seen. Oh, I like that. That was good. Sometimes things work out. Also, thank you to Keyshawn for commissioning this piece and trusting me to do work that you like. Line variation. It's your friend. And it's made much easier with a brush pen. I like these like horizontal lines down at the bottom and then moving into these more vertical at the top. Okay. And then I think the real thing that's going to make a difference is carving out the shapes of the heart just one more time. I think that will finish out the piece for us. And yeah. Alright, so let's see. I think we need a little more here. Because our nose is just a bit flat there. And flat, I mean like lacking dimension. All right, what you think? This is again, you know, experimental piece based on a song that Keyshawn was wanting me to interpret. And I'm going back in with white for a second. I really just need to get another white pen. It's gonna change the game for me. I miss you, Posca pen. Posca, if you can sponsor me, that would be rad. Because I like your stuff a lot. I'm thirsty for art supplies. So one thing that I always forget to do is sign my work. It happens all the time. I never think to do that as a thing. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do that in like a very subtle way. Right here. That like still fits the composition. Yeah, there we go. One of the hardest things to do is see yourself as an artist. Or validate yourself as an artist, as a Twitch streamer, whatever you're doing, like calling yourself the thing that you are doing. Validate yourself, so few other people will do that. Alright, so let's see. Alright, folks, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If you like this and you want more of it, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, that sort of thing. Recommend me to your friendos. Let me know what you're looking for in more content. But I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Wait, projector wave. Bye!